In this tutorial, I want to talk about the dash animations and just, show you there's a couple of things that you need to be aware of and understand. One of the things that first I need to point out is that really with dash animations and stroke animations, it's really an either or thing. So you can have either a stroke animation or a dash animation. You can't have them both at the same time. However, of course, you can take the same shape and apply, one stroke animation and a dash animation and have them on different layers or different anablocks. But on one particular anablock, it's either one or the other. Now, having said that, you can add a fade or a zoom or other things when you're doing a dash animation or, again, a stroke animation. But you really are, when it comes to dash animations or stroke animations, it's either or. Another thing to be aware of is that I can adjust the color just over here. So I can apply a different color if I want to there, but I can't apply fill color to basically images in the library. I can apply fill colors and have dash animations at the same time if I use primitives. So just be aware of that. Now, another thing to kind of be aware of is I talked about in the stroke animations where different shapes affect the different kind of draw-in times and so forth. Now, that sort of exists with dash animations, but it's not quite the same. So if I take this same settings here and apply it, you'll see that in the timeline, let's come back to the timeline, they're going to be pretty similar, so they don't tend to kind of have that effect as much. And now one thing also to be aware of is some of these dashes, when they're really close, it will end up looking like it's just a solid line. They'll just kind of overlap each other. So let's take this, turn it on and off, and you'll see that sometimes it will do that. So sometimes you just, this is the sort of thing where you might need to really have a long line or something like that. Now, we're going to be working on adding additional dashes. This is just an initial offering, but and eventually we're hoping to actually allow you to design your own as well. So down here, just kind of a few things to be aware of. For the animation speed, the smaller the speed, the faster things go. So let's get that to change here. And if it's just to kind of to show you, really, if I only have 6 iterations and it's going really fast, it's going to go out. So let's do this at the same time, kind of get some so we actually can see an animation before it just disappears. Actually, you see I applied that one. So let's come back to that. And so it's looping really fast and going in and out. So if I had that as a small number like I did before, what would end up happening is it would just kind of go in and out really fast. So the draw in and draw out is a little bit relative, so you can see, well, it appears relative. It did take, that it's not that full second to draw in and out, but actually, I'm sorry. I myself get confused about this. What happens is this multiplier, that's kind of going on while it's drawing in and out. So that 5 times is looping in that 2-second period. So it's drawing in and out really fast, and that my loop is happening with that in that period. So if I extend this, then I'm allowing for my loops to happen further. So my 1 second in and out is going to added to the number of loops total. So let's apply that. And oops, we have to have that selected and turn on. And you'll see now I've got that second draw in and second draw out, but I've got enough loops in there for the animation to last longer. And that's kind of confusing things there. So that's the thing to be aware of. It's the draw out you can remove if you don't want to have that there. And just kind of have it stay at the end and things like that. But just be aware that the the dash animation is just a little bit different than the strokes animation. And if you want things to match in terms of time, you can still extend or adjust the timeline here. So if I have a stroke animation that lasts 5 seconds, I can get my dash animation to last 5 seconds by adjusting it on the timeline there. You can also, of course, make adjustments in the speed and the animation speed multiplier to try to get it to match as well if you want that kind of the animation effect to kind of have the dashes move at the pace that you want, and don't want to slow things down or speed things up too much if you are moving things on the timeline. So just be aware that's how you would work with dash animations as opposed to working with stroke animations.